Okay, students of Cambridge grade 10, Assalamu alaikum. We studied about the alkanes in our previous lecture, and now in this lecture we are going to cover up alkenes. Okay, so I hope you have gone through the previous lecture, your concepts are crystal clear. Now we are going to study the alkene, that what they are alkene, what are the properties of alkene, how they are prepared, and how actually they behave like. Okay, so let's start alkenes. Okay, so basically alkene are the group of hydrocarbons, and as you know that hydrocarbons are those substances which contain hydrogen and carbon, and hydrocarbon are usually studied under organic chemistry because organic chemistry deals with the hydrocarbons. Okay, so alkene are the group of hydrocarbon, but what is the difference between alkane and alkene? In alkane you have seen that there was a carbon carbon single bond, there was a single bond between carbon and carbon, but in alkene there is a double bond between two carbon atoms, or between two carbon. Okay, so alkene has carbon carbon double bond in between. Okay, and as we can say that, for example, if we take the example of an alkane, so the carbon, the maximum valency is 4, the number of atoms which can get attached to the carbon are 4. Okay, a maximum number, because carbon has a valency of 4. But here in terms of alkene, two hydrogen atom can get attached to one carbon, and then two hydrogen atom can get attached to the second carbon, just to fulfill their valencies. The general formula of alkene is CnH2n. Okay, and by using the general formula you can predict any of the alkene. For example, if I give you the number 2, okay, so you will just put 2 on the place of n, and you will try to figure out your answer. In case of H2n, you will multiply the 2 which I have given you by the 2 which is also already mentioned in the formula. Okay, so basically this is the general formula, and I have also given some example below which you can actually go through that. Okay, so now moving toward the functional formula. The functional formula is carbon-carbon double bond. Basically, there are two carbons in which the carbon double bond is present between them. Okay, so let's move towards some of its characteristics. Basically, all the alkene names end with "ene." For example, if we are talking about alkene, so alkene basically end with E and E. It's mean "ene." So all the alkene basically ends with "ene." They are unsaturated hydrocarbon. Our second point is that they are unsaturated hydrocarbon. Now remember, basically unsaturated hydrocarbon means that there are two double bond, or we can say that there is a double bond. Okay, whenever there is a double or triple bond present between the atoms, it means that they are unsaturated, and when there is a single bond, presence of a single bond between two atoms, it means that they are saturated. Okay, but in terms of alkene, when we will talk about, so definitely because there are two double bond present between, or double bond present between the two carbon atoms, so we can say that it is unsaturated. Third point is each member of alkene differ by CH2. Okay, as we have already studied the homologous series, so as you can see, I have given some examples. For example, the number of carbon in ethene are 2. You can see in the chart which is given below, and the number of carbon in propene are 3, in butene are 4, in pentene are 5, hexene 6, heptene 7, octene 8, nonene 9, decene 10. Okay, so this is how it actually works. Then in ethene basically there are 2 carbons, in propene there are 3 carbons, and in butene there are 4 carbons, and in pentene there are 5 carbons. Okay, and each one is going to differ by a CH2. It means that 2 hydrogen will get added. For example, in C2H4, if we take the example of C2H4, the carbon will be increased by 1 while hydrogen by 2. Okay, so if we add 2 in 4, so it would be 6. So our formula becomes C3H6. Okay, now the carbon will be C4. Okay, because of the addition of one more carbon, and hydrogen, 2 hydrogen will get added into 6, so it would be 8, and so on. Okay, we will get the formula C4H8. Okay, so because so these basically this is termed as the homologous series as well, and if you've not gone through homologous series, just go in the previous lecture, watch it out. You will definitely get clear about your concepts of homologous series. Okay, so there's a note which I have given you that as we move down, the mass and the boiling point increases. Okay, so as we are moving down, so the mass basically increases, and as the mass is increasing, it means its weight is also increasing, and the boiling point is also increasing. For example, the first boiling point, you can see it is a negative. It means that it is quite low, but as far as we are moving from top to bottom, we can see that the negative charge is just totally disappearing, and it is moving toward positive sides. It means that the temperature is also increasing from low to high. Okay, so you have to remember that whenever we are moving, whenever we are talking about alkene, or as we go down in the alkene charts or group or in the homologous series, the mass and the boiling point increases. Let's talk about branch and unbranched alkene. Basically, isomerism in alkene is found, and isomerism basically is that a compound have when a compound have a same molecular formula but different structural formula. So this phenomenon is termed as isomerism. Okay, I repeat that when a compound has, or when a substance has um, same molecular formula but have different structural formula, that's termed as isomerism. So in butene the isomerism also exists. For example, we take the example of C4H8. You can see that in the first example, in butene as well as the methyl propene, there are 4 carbons as mentioned in the formula, but the arrangement of the hydrogen atom are quite different in butene and in methyl propene. Okay, we can say that in butene there is no any such branch, but in case of methyl propene there is a branch as well, but the number of hydrogen are same, the number of carbon are same. So this is basically the isomerism which is actually found in case of alkene. The formula is same, the molecular formula is same, but the structural formula is quite different. Okay, so butene basically is a straight chain of unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated means that there is the presence of double bond, while methyl propene is a branch chain. If you can see that in the methyl propene there is a branch of CH3 which is attached to the main carbon chain. Okay, and that's because, and it's unsaturated definitely because of the presence of the carbon-carbon double bond. Then methyl propene and butene basically have different melting and boiling point. Basically this is just a property which we have to discuss, that because of the branch and unbranched structure, their melting point and boiling point also differs. And if we talk about isomerism for alkene, so isomer can be created an alkene by changing the direction of the carbon atom or by changing the position of the carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, so basically these are the techniques through which you can make different type of alkenes. Okay, so by whether you can go for by changing the direction of the carbon atom, you can change the direction of the carbon atom, or you can also change the carbon-carbon double bond position or carbon-carbon single bond position. Let's talk about the preparation of alkenes. Basically, alkenes are usually prepared by a process which is called cracking. Okay, so alkenes are created by cracking of heavier fraction of petroleum. Basically, the petroleum go through a fractional distillation chamber where it get converted into smaller parts, we can say, and in that distillation chamber, fractional distillation chamber, the temperature is very high and the pressure is very high. Okay, so for the phenomena of cracking, it is a must thing that the temperature and the pressure should be very high, and at very high temperature and pressure is needed to break the large molecule. And in this process basically 2 catalysts are also used, which are aluminum and silica. The work or the function of the catalyst is just to speed up the reaction. Okay, so catalysts are usually used to speed up the reaction, and they are not consumed in the process, and they can also be recovered at the end of the process. Okay, so if we talk about the preparation of alkenes, so the alkene are prepared through the process of cracking, and in cracking basically what happens that the heavier fraction get converted into the lighter fraction or in the small fractions, and for that process we require very high temperature and very high pressure, to break the large molecule. And then finally, because this reaction takes a lot of time, so we add some catalysts, and the usual used catalysts are alumina and silica. And these catalysts the function of the catalyst is to speed up the reactions. Let's talk about the saturated and the unsaturated. As I have already told you, so you have already got the concept, but let's talk about it in the separate slide as well. So saturated, basically these are the hydrocarbons that have carbon-carbon single bond, as I have mentioned, as you all know that. In these, combining capacity of carbon atom is fully used as possible in the bonding with the hydrogen atom. Okay, because as I told you, when a carbon is saturated, it means that there are carbon single bond between the carbon and the other atom. For example, if we take the example of methane, CH4, so the carbon is occupied by its all side by hydrogen, and basically this actually shows that the carbon has maximum valency of 4, so it can also get it can just get attached to 4 different atoms or similar atoms. Okay, so there's a note as well, the carbon bond with oxygen does not make them saturated. Okay, but you have to remember that we talk about the saturation and unsaturation in terms of hydrocarbons. We do not consider oxygen or any other element as saturation or an unsaturation. Whenever we will be talking about the saturation or unsaturation, do remember that we are dealing with hydrocarbons, and we have to remember the presence of hydrogen and carbon. Okay, so or the carbon and carbon as well. Okay, so if we talk about carbon and hydrogen, so there would be a saturation. Okay, you can see the example of methane as well. Then in terms of unsaturation, basically there are 2 hydrocarbon, and there's the presence of carbon-carbon double bond, and in these the combining capacity of carbon atom is not fully used. Okay, 2 or 3 hydrogen atom basically usually are attached to one single carbon atom. Here I have made some structural isomers of butene C4 acetate, in which you can see that the number of the carbon are same, the number of hydrogen are same, but their structures are quite different. So we can say that their molecular formula is same, but the structure is quite different. And as you can observe that all 3 have different structures, so these are usually the isomers of each other, and the process of the making or of such isomer is termed as isomerism. Okay, so we can go for a test for the detection of the unsaturated hydrocarbon as well. Okay, and for the detection of the unsaturated hydrocarbon means that if there is any double bond present between carbon and carbon. Okay, so we can go for a unsaturation test. Okay, we can add liquid bromine or the bromine water, which is reddish brown in color, in the particular unsaturated hydrocarbon solution, and if the carbon-carbon double bond would be present in that, so an addition reaction will take place and the color will be discharged. It means the color will disappear. Okay, however, in saturated compound, if where carbon-carbon double bond are not present, and where only carbon-carbon single bond is present, so the bromine water will remain same. It means that it will not discharge its color, it will not change or disappear its color, it will not make its color disappear. Okay, so basically by using liquid bromine or the bromine water, which is reddish brown in color, we can detect or we can test the saturation, we can detect the unsaturation or saturation. Okay, if the color of the brown color of the bromine water, if it disappears after the addition into the liquid of hydrocarbon, so it means that there is a presence of carbon-carbon double bond. Whereas if we talk about the saturated compound, and if the color does not disappear, it means that there is the presence of carbon-carbon single bond. Here I have given a key point about alkanes, that what is actually happening. I have given a reactant in which I have taken ethane. Okay, and when the ethane goes through heat, when heat is provided to ethane, so it gets converted into ethane and hydrogen gas is released. Okay, so you have to remember, whenever ethane gets steam or heat or any sort of heat energy, it gets converted into ethylene, or we can say that ethane, or and hydrogen gas is also produced. So students, now we are going to talk about the addition of the hydrogen. or the process is also called hydrogenation. Hydro means hydrogen, and genation means the addition of hydrogen. Okay, so we can also add hydrogen in an alkene. So how? Alkene basically react with hydrogen to form alkane. So you have to remember, whenever hydrogen is added with alkene or in alkane, it whenever hydrogen is added in alkene, so it produce alkane. Okay, so if we talk about the temperature, if we talk about the process, so the process requires some temperature as well, and the temperature required, the required temperature is 200 degrees Celsius or 200 degrees centigrade. At this temperature, the alkene gets reacted with hydrogen and get converted to in an alkane. Okay, for example, as alkene is turned into alkane, hydrogenation is used to change the vegetable oil and margarine. Basically, oil are unsaturated and they contain, oils are unsaturated, I repeat, and they contain carbon-carbon double bond between them. Okay, so when the hydrogen is added in that oil, vegetable oil, so it gets converted into margarine. So basically, vegetable oil contain unsaturated fats with many carbon-carbon double bond. Therefore, it can be hardened to form margarine. The greater the hydrogen used, the more solid or harder the margarine becomes. No, we have a note here that butter actually requires a very high degree of saturation, carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, whereas if we talk about liquid, so there is a high degree of unsaturation, and the liquid bromine can be added to test the oil, or if the color changes or not changes, it will tell us about the presence of carbon-carbon double bond or carbon-carbon single bond. Let's talk about the addition of water, or we can say that the addition of water is also termed as hydration. Okay, so in alkene, basically, the by using alkene we can also produce alcohol. Okay, so when alkene react with the steam, okay, it means that I have mentioned in the equation water, but it is the water which is in the gaseous state. Okay, water plus some vapors. So when alkene react with steam, so it produces alcohol during hydration process. For example, alkene is getting reacted with water in gaseous form, as we know, and then as you can see as well, and it is forming an alcohol. In this process, basically, steam is getting added into carbon-carbon double bond in alkene, and the catalyst is used here to speed up the reaction is the phosphoric acid, and its formula is H3PO4. This process also requires some temperature, and the temperature is 300 degrees Celsius. Around 300 degrees Celsius temperature is required for the execution of this experiment. And then the pressure is also required for this particular temperature, and the particular pressure is around 65 atmospheres. Okay, so hydration basically is used to convert the ethene into ethanol. We can say that into an alcohol, or into an propene into a propanol. Let's talk about halogenation. Basically, halogen are the group members of the group 7a, as you can see of the periodic table, as you all know. So halogenation basically is used to convert alkene into an alkane. So whenever halogen or the group of element, which are the group of element, as I already told you, they are the group member of the group 7a. So when they are added across the double bond, or we can say that into alkane, so they convert themselves into alkane. Okay, so the alkene which was containing double bond between them get converted into alkane, which now contain single bond. Okay, but there is a note which you have to remember. Achha, here you can see an example. For example, you can see I have taken Cl, chlorine. Here there's a chlorine molecule which is Cl2, and it is getting added into an alkene, and then after that we can say that after the addition, the alkene has got converted into an alkane, and the hydrogen and the Cl has got attached to the carbon, and the double bond just has converted into single bond. Okay, then there is a note as well. In substitution reaction in alkane, the halogen were added in stepwise reaction, whereas in case of alkene, the halogen are added up at once. Let's talk about polymerization. Basically, addition to each other to form addition of alkene to each other to form additional polymers. Okay, so the alkene molecule undergoes an addition reaction. Therefore, in this reaction, alkene molecule are used as monomers and to form addition polymers. Okay, basically we can see that the alkene, a small alkene molecule, is termed as a monomer, and when many of the monomers join with each other, and when the particular temperature is provided, so these monomers, we can say that they get combined with each other and they form a bigger molecule called polymers. So monomer basically are the small molecules, whereas polymers are the bigger molecule, or the molecule which are in greater size. Okay, so polymerization is a process in which the polymers are made, in which the polymerization take place. The polymers are made, and polymerization take place when the monomers are added with each other. Okay, so you have to remember, when alkene monomers get added up with each other, so they form the polymer. Okay, so alkene molecules are usually the monomers, as I have mentioned. The long chain compound which are actually formed in the product, these are the polymer, and the process is termed as polymerization. Okay, and through the polymerization process we can make plastics. For example, polythene, which is used to make the plastic film, plastic bags, and plastic bottles. Okay students, so this was all about alkene. I hope that you have got the concept of the alkene. I know it's a bit tricky and difficult to get all the concept in just a video, so if you have any queries, so you can ask us. And I have also given some practice questions to you, so just after watching the lecture, just go through the book in chapter numbers, and just go through 17.6 and try to solve, and just go through them thoroughly, very thoroughly, and try to solve the practice questions which are given in 17.6, and these are given at page number 240 in your fundamental chemistry book. So just go through all these questions. If you have queries, so you can email us, and then we will try to respond to your queries. Thank you so very much.